Kailua. If you have been researching where to live on Oahu, then you probably already heard this name. It's one of the most searched neighborhoods for mainlanders relocating to the island. The beach, the trade winds, it has this small town feel. Really, it is the postcard version of what Hawaii life is. But the reality of living here is a lot different than the version that you see on Instagram. So today, I'm taking you through the real Kailua and what it actually looks like when you are living here, what you'll pay for, what the schools are really like, and the actual trade-offs that no one really talks about. By the end of this video, you'll know if Kailua is the move for you, or if your dream should be on your bucket list and you should just visit instead. If you're watching this, there is a good chance you are thinking about moving to Oahu, or you just got orders here and you're sitting at your kitchen table and you're scrolling through your phone on the mainland and you're wondering if this move is even possible. I get it, because I moved here from Ohio 7 years ago and I know exactly what it feels like to make this decision. That's why I'm gonna walk you through the island the way that I wish somebody would have walked me through it before I got here. So all real talk, no tourist brochure, no fluff. I am Teondra, Hawaii luxury realtor and founder of the Pacific Luxe Group. At the end of this video, I'm gonna show you how to get my completely free Hawaii relocation guide. With this, we're gonna break down the neighborhoods, the monthly costs, schools, and Hawaii new construction. Now, let's get back to the video. Here is where Kailua sits on the island. We are on the windward side. You're gonna have the Kailua Mountains at your back wall, the Pacific is on your front porch, and to the north, you have Kaneohe and the Marine Corps base. And then to the south of this is going to be Waimanalo, which is also right next door. So technically, it's its own neighborhood. And then there's also Lanikai, which I absolutely adore. And a quick local thing while you're here. Here in Hawaii, we don't give directions in terms of north and south. We say maka, which means towards the mountain, and then we say makai, which means towards the ocean. You'll pick that up your first week here on the island if you can manage to survive the wind here. But once you do, you'll feel much more at home. The windward position is everything in Kailua, and that is why this side of the island you're gonna find is so much greener and cooler and rainier than the rest of Oahu. The trade winds, it kind of goes through those mountains and it really dumps all the moisture right here. So that's the deal that you have to make when you're making the commitment here in Kailua. You get the beach, you get the green, but you also get the weather. Wow, it's so windy here. But one of the things I want to talk about is the location. You are going to be physically separated from the rest of the island, and that's going to be separated by the Kailua Range. To get into town, downtown, or the airport, you're going to have to drive through the actual mountains, and you are able to do this either through the Pali, the H3, or the Likelike. Let's start with lifestyle, because in Kailua, lifestyle is what you're buying into, and the day here is completely absorbed by the water. Mornings really might start with a beach walk right before work. Midday, you might run home for lunch and then just squeeze in a swim. After work, yeah, definitely surf check, paddle boarding, or just sitting on the sand. Your weekends, friends come by to see you, and that is not being inspirational. That's literally how people live here. And here's the thing between Kailua Beach and Lanikai Beach. They're right next door to each other, and you got some of the most beautiful sands in the world. Weekday mornings, you can walk the whole beach and you can barely see anyone. That's the kind of quiet that is so good to have here, and you don't find it in very many places. And this isn't just me hyping up my own town. Kailua Beach has been named one of the #1 beaches by America's Dr. Beach. Did you know that there was a Dr. Beach? Oh my gosh, it's the coastal scientist out in Florida International University. He's been grading the country's best beaches with 50 different criteria since the 90s. And where we're at right now is Lanikai, and this beach keeps landing on the national top 10 list. So when I tell you that this is some of the best sands in the country, it's not coming from a place of bias. There's actually a guy whose job is to rank national beaches. How cool is that? Off the beach, Kailua town, it feels like this small town that just so happens to be one of the best beach neighborhoods in America. You have all these mainland conveniences, Target, Whole Foods, a real town centers, but you'll notice when you're walking around, everyone is in slippers. The food scene is healthy, local driven, and full of mom and pop favorites. Like Cinnamon's is known for its famous guava chiffon pancakes. Kalakaua Market is the go-to for coffee, and its community bulletin board filled with lost dog notices and neighborhood yard signs. And Lanikai juice is perfect for acai bowls after the beach. Kailua Town Market, the farmer's market, brings together fresh produce, food trucks, and what feels like the entire town. Here's the real difference in living in Kailua. You'll run into the exact same people at the grocery store, at the beach, or even at the coffee shop. Your barista will know your order by week 3, and that's either heaven for you or may feel very claustrophobic, depending on who you are. Okay, so let's talk money. In Kailua, you're buying a house, a yard, a single family home. That's the game here. There's only a handful of condo buildings, but honestly, when people ask me about the Kailua condo market, my answer is typically, well, it's kind of small. Only about a couple dozen sales here in the entire year, or condo sales in this area. And the part of the island that is most known here are going to be single family homes. And Kailua is right here in the center of that. So here's the lay of the land. Across Oahu, the medium single family home is about $1.15 million. But in Kailua, it's around $1.675 million. And then in Lanikai, it is its own world of its own, and it's well past $3 million. So just by choosing Kailua, you're paying roughly $500,000 over the island median. And here's why the gap here does not budge. There's almost no new constructions here. The land is basically pretty much spoken for, and everybody wants the same windward dirt, and nobody's making more of it because we live on an island. So it's the beach, it's the trade winds, it's the neighborhood. This is why everybody wants to live here and why this area is so expensive. There's 3 pockets in Kailua you really should know. Coconut Grove is the closest to the beach, and it's the most priciest part of town. Then there's Enchanted Lake. It has this beautiful lagoon and a little waterway that runs through the neighborhood. And then there's also Monowili. That's more in the back of the valley. You have these gorgeous mountain views, more space for your money, but you're trading some of the walkability to the beach. There is something I love about Kailua. Remember how I said there's almost no new construction? It's not a master planned out community here. So there's really no developer carving out identical houses that look like some brand new subdivision. So what you'll be seeing here is you're gonna be driving down and seeing a lot of older plantation homes, and then boom, there's this gorgeous brand new modern built sitting right in the middle of it. So there are few and far in between of those scattered and popping up everywhere all over this part of the neighborhood. The flippers, and honestly, they are great at this. You're gonna find the cheapest house in the best neighborhood, and then the worst home in the best street. Buy it, tear it down, and then build something beautiful. And there's a lot of that here. And for you as a buyer, that's one of the best ways to land a stunning home in Kailua. You get a brand new construction without the cookie cutter, everyday house look that feels and look the same as exactly as your neighbors or some of the new developments out here. New build, drop right into a real established neighborhood. So when you spotted that perfect modern home on the street of older houses, now you know the story. Somebody bought the dirt and they built it up. And then when you look at it after, those are exactly the listings that you want to watch for. So last thing on timing, homes in this area go under contract extremely quickly. Earlier this year, you would see homes that will leave the market in 2 weeks or less. So when the right home comes along, it moves fast. So do yourself a favor, make sure you get pre-approved before you fall in love with anything. I have a great local lender I can definitely point you to, but I've watched way too many buyers fall in love with something. They start the paperwork, and the week they should have been writing the offer, they've lost their home. Schools. For a lot of families I work with, this is the single biggest factor when they buy. So let's just be real about it. Kailua is served by Kailua Public School Complex. So we're talking several elementary schools that feed into Kailua Intermediate and then Kailua High. But here's the real insider piece. So which school that you're zoned in comes down to your exact address. So not just living in Kailua, but because the district lines can be split in a single street. So if the schools matter to you, make sure that you verify the actual zone with the address of the specific home that you are interested in. The Kailua Public Schools have a strong local reputation, smaller class sizes than a lot of times that you're gonna find in schools in town. So that's part of the real community feel that you're gonna find in Kailua. So teachers know families across multiple kids, and oftentimes you're gonna see your kid's teacher at the grocery store. So that's a small town thing that is really working in your favor when you live in communities like Kailua. And then if you're looking at private schools, the Windward side has excellent options. So when you're looking at schools, you're gonna have to have a decision. Am I gonna do private school or will I do public schools? There's a handful of mainland transplants that do sometimes pick private schools, but just know that the cost can run anywhere between $20,000 to $35,000 a year per child. And that's top tier schools at the high end. And then there sits a lower part of that range. So if you have 2 or 3 kids in private school, that is serious money that you need to think about in terms of your monthly budget. So that needs to be a conversation that you have before you stretch your dollars for any type of house to make sure if you're purchasing a home that is gonna align with your budget if private school is something that your family is considering. Here's my honest advice. Public or private school, go on a tour on a normal school day, not an open house, and talk to current parents. The website never tells you the full story.
Feet in the sand, ooh, so free, so free.
Before we close this out, let me give you the real trade-offs in choosing Kailua. This isn't the postcard version. This is going to be the everyday version. And you should hear it from somebody now versus a year from now when you move here. Number 1, the commute. If you work in town, you are at the mercy of the Poly, the H3, or the Leaky. And here's the part that no one warns you about. One of these can shut down with 0 notice, and a 25-minute drive turns into 2 hours. I've had relocators move back to the mainland over this, not the cost, but the actual commute. Number 2, the rain. The Windward side gets a significant more rainfall than the rest of the island. If you notice, it's super green here. Well, that means there's more rain. So Kailua, the winters will hit really hard because remember in Hawaii, it rains more in the winter time because we don't get snow. Number 3, the weekend tourist factor. So let's just be real. Kailua Beach in the summer on a Saturday, it really does get busy. The town gets crowded and it drives the traffic up. But it's the cost when you live next to one of the most photographic, beautiful beaches in the world. Number 4, the premium. There is no cheap Kailua. There is parts that are more accessible, but it's going to run well above the island median. So you're paying for an address. Now, none of these are going to be real deal breakers, but if you're moving here, you should know what's going on. If the dream is real, so is the rain on the island, or at least on this part of the island. And this is Kailua. The postcard version is real, the trade-offs are real, and the right answer depends on what you actually want for your life here on this island. But here's the one thing that I'll ask of you. Don't try to piece this move together from a bunch of random YouTube videos or, shh, I won't judge you, a Zillow tab open at midnight, or a bunch of mainland assumptions about what Hawaii is. That's how people end up in the wrong neighborhood and the wrong house and paying for the wrong thing that they may not even like. So let me walk you through it the right way. And like I promised you at the start of this video, my completely free Hawaii relocation guide is ready for you. It's gonna have neighborhoods, monthly costs, schools, Hawaii new construction, everything that I wish somebody would have handed to me before I moved here from Ohio. And to get started, DM me the word START on Instagram. My handle is @TeondraMills, all one word. Send me the word START and I'll send you the guide straight away. If this helped you, do me a favor, hit the subscribe and the bell so you don't miss what's next. And speaking about what's next, I'm gonna be taking you over to town. And we're gonna be looking at Ala Moana, Kaka'ako, and Ward Village. So if you've been weighing the windward side versus town, that video is going to be for you and it'll help you close that loop. So I'm your Hawaii Dream Home Elevated expert. Mahalo for watching, and I will see you in the next video.
Waking up in the morning to the bright sunshine, feel the cool breeze, everything feels so